Good evening, everybody. My name is Lucas Stearns. I'd like to thank you all for joining me in this presentation. This presentation is going to be geared towards the prospect of putting together a rehabilitation program, specifically in Genesee County, specifically called the Second Chance Program of Genesee County. Now, starting with the mission of our program, we believe that all too often many inmates are released from incarceration with nothing to go to and nowhere to go. They have no jobs lined up, little education to drive them, and even at times they have no place to live. The unfortunate truth is that many of them feel that they have no choice except but to go back to the only life they have ever known, a life of crime. As they do, they eventually find themselves back in prison, repeating a vicious and ultimately dooming cycle. This is where our program comes into play. We do not wish to see inmates who have served their time honestly fall back into a pool of recidivism simply because they have no other means of living beyond crime. This program is available for those eligible for parole and will include courses on education and basic skills. We'll teach classes on basic consumer mathematics, consumer technologies, and consumer sociology. Our ultimate goal in this program is to remove the criminal stigma that often follows incarcerated persons for the majority of their lives, and give them the skills they need to reintegrate themselves into society. We believe wholeheartedly that there are many who can be rehabilitated and reintegrated. We only need to give them their second chance. Now, the location that we've chosen for this program is centered in Flint Township. Specifically, I'm going to have the program located at the Genesee County Sheriff Corrections Division at 1002 South Saginaw Street, Flint Township, Michigan. Since the program is going to aim heavy on the reintegration of inmates back into society, a maximum security prison should not be necessary. So that's not going to be an ideal location. I believe this is going to be the ideal location for us. Location doesn't exactly have any landmarks nearby of note. The Midwestern Michigan Library Cooperative is northwest of the location, and the expressway lies to the southeast. Aside from these two, there really aren't any notable landmarks beyond some local businesses. Now, as for the demographics of the location, the population in 2012 was marked at 100,515, all located in an urban area. In that same census, the demographic of the population showed the top racial groups were 56.2% black, 36.5% white, and 4% Hispanic. The demographics on religion show the area is predominantly Christian. Socioeconomically, the area does see a very high rate of unemployment, showing at 24.9% of the population 25 years and over unemployed. Now, starting out, we do have some available jobs. These are just initial jobs in the program. We hope to add more as the success of the program goes on. But starting out, the four positions that we have open are counselors and instructors, security officers, medics and nurses, and of course janitors. Now, the description of the counselors and instructors, they will serve as both mentors and teachers to those that participate in the program. The instruction field specifically, they depend on the qualifications and career expertise. Requirements: you must pass a drug screening and criminal background check. You must be licensed within the state. You must possess a bachelor's degree in education if you are going to be teaching classes. I'm not talking about somebody who's instructing in carpentry. I mean, for anybody who's going to be teaching mathematics, the basics like that, you must be licensed in education. You must have a degree in education. Excuse me. If you are going to be doing classes such as carpentry or welding, an associate's degree if instructing. An associate's degree is preferred if you're going to be instructing in skilled areas like that. As for the payment, all instructors and teachers who present the above qualifications will be paid $22.50 per hour of instruction. Why do we need you? Why do we need instructors? Why do we need teachers? Because you will be the heart and soul of the Second Chance program. It's through the teacher's instructions and the time and their time that our participators will learn the skills necessary to return to their communities ready and prepared for a fresh start. Without the teachers and without the instructors, this program does not work. Now, as for our security positions, your description and your job as a security officer will be to serve as the resident security, and you'll be responsible for the safety and security of the program participants, staff, and the program location. The requirements: you must pass a drug screening and criminal background check and must be a licensed officer in the state. We will not accept security officers in this program that are not police officers. As for pay, all security officers who present the above qualifications will be paid $17.50 per hour of service. Why do we need you? The truth of the matter is the program is used to offer convicted criminals second chances. Your job as a security officer is to keep everyone involved in the program safe and secure throughout the entirety of the program. If there are behavioral issues, if there are participants who are not getting along with the instructors, not getting along with the fellow participants, they're causing problems, they're causing physical harm, this is where we need our security. Now, the nurses and medics. The description for our nurses and medics, as could be expected, is to provide any and all medical care to the staff and program participants. Requirements: as with the rest of them, you must pass a drug screening and criminal background check, and you must be registered in nursing or emergency medical response. As for the pay, all nurses or medics who present the above qualifications will be paid $15.50 per hour of service. And why do we need medics and nurses? Because in situations like we talked about with security, in the event that we have behavioral problems that go beyond exchange of words, proper medical care may be necessary for such emergencies or special needs participants, so to speak. Now, on the last one that we have available currently is the janitors. The description for the janitors is simply to perform any and all necessary sanitation and cleaning needs for the program and the program's facility. Requirements: as with the rest, you must pass a drug screen and criminal background check, and you must possess either a high school diploma or the equivalent, which would be a GED. All janitors will be paid $11 per hour of service. And why do we need you? For the same reason that all janitors are needed. Our facility will need to be clean, sanitary, and presentable, and in presentable condition for the program's entirety. Now, when we presented a survey to the community to show if the community was going to be favorable towards our program, we did, and the survey's results did show that the majority of the community was in favor for the program. But one of the things that we did find as a result of answers, as a result of the way that the questions were answered on the survey, is that there was one myth that we got. The finding that we found in response to the question of whether or not drug addicts deserve the opportunity to clean themselves up if given the opportunity, there were a surprising number of no's. It appears that, based on that finding, that there is a fair amount of the community who believe that the usage of drugs starts with a personal choice to do so, and therefore the person who does so deserves the punishment that comes with the crime. Now, it's obvious that we don't necessarily feel the same way at Second Chance, and this provokes an obstacle that we need to overcome for the success of our program. What I believe we need in this case is a spokesperson. I would suggest that in addition to hiring the instructors, we hired recovered drug addicts onto our staff. Now, why recovered drug addicts? Why not just recovered criminals? Well, because we find that the stigma in this case, as a result of the survey, is towards those who have been sentenced for drug crimes. Now, these individuals, these recovered addicts, they can discuss their success stories and show the community that drug addiction is not just about a simple choice to do drugs. It's a sickness. And what these recovered addicts can show the community by working with our program is that although this is a sickness, it is a sickness that can be overcome. Now, in order for our program to operate to the peak of its success, from time to time we will have to comb through the system and refine certain things as we go. Now, for this, we'll need to undergo evaluations to check up on our progress. This includes formal evaluations and informal evaluations. For informal evaluations, I propose that it's best to commission the Sheriff Department. The reason is here is that we would already be occupying space in the building, so it would be a simple matter, just have a few basic checks marked. The informal evaluation would include security checks as well as room inspection, both architectural and for security screening. I do propose that our formal evaluation be conducted by the Genesee County court system. Purposely, we would do this to allow our two biggest supporters see that their support was not given foolishly. At the end of this, I will show that we do have letters of support from the Genesee County Sheriff as well as the Genesee County Judge. And it would do well to let them do our evaluations so that it shows that their support was not given foolishly. The formal evaluation by the court would include records of program participants, success and failure reports of the program, background checks for the staff, and any and all official documentation required for the program to continue to operate. Now, as I stated, the letters of support, very happy to have the support of the Genesee County Sheriff Department, specifically from the Genesee County Sheriff, as well as the Genesee County Judge. Now, the letter we can see here from the sheriff states that he has observed from the sheriff, I have observed your request to use our facility, and upon reviewing your request as well as information regarding the proposed Second Chance program of Genesee County, I wanted to personally inform you that you absolutely have permission to use our facility and have the full support and endorsement of the Genesee County Sheriff Department. I wish you all the best in your endeavor and bid you Godspeed for a successful program. My deepest regards, John Q. Peterson, Genesee County Sheriff. Absolute pleasure to have his support, and it really means a lot to our program. A letter of support that we got from the judge. Dear Mr. Stearns, upon reviewing information sent to our court about the Second Chance program of Genesee County, I wanted to personally write you this letter to commend and congratulate you on this endeavor. Any opportunity proposed to help reduce criminal activity in our community would be highly praised, and we do acknowledge that instruction and rehabilitation are a key to doing so. Please accept this letter as a full endorsement from the Genesee County Court. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Humblest regards, Jane C. Thompson, Genesee County Court Judge. Absolute pleasure to have her on board with us, to have her endorsement, as well as the Genesee County Sheriff. Thank you all for attending this presentation for the Second Chance program of Genesee County, and look forward to bringing our progress reports, and look forward to success of the program. Thank you very much.